Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm back. Oh, let me get my phone. All right, so here's the thing. Yeah, hello, Sleepy Mushroom. I wasn't expecting you to be streaming. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of not sleepy, and I was already like making this video for Twitter. So I'm like, okay, why don't I continue implementing interactions? Because it's actually fun. Okay, so, let me begin. What's happened with my... Oh, okay, there it is. Now I can look at the chat. Okay, hello, welcome back. So basically, earlier today, I set up the beginnings of interacting with various objects in the right clicking on things and then having stuff happen. And so far, I implemented locking hatches. Clicking on right click it locks them. And then buttons that can call some functions. And yeah, and I actually managed to get the most important thing is that I figured out that you can actually raycast. You can get shape nodes from raycasts. Yeah. So what it, everything I searched online was about finding, everybody said, get a shape. You can't get a shape. You can't get a shape node like this one, collision shape 3D. You can't get it. The only way is to have a parent body, like a rigid body or a static body. So for every body, you would need to make a static body as well. And I figured out on my own that actually you can get a shape. And it's a little bit of a workaround. It feels a bit weird, but it works. So I added them into my utils. Here it is. You say get shape node, and it's like raycast.getShape node, and it will get a shape if one exists. So basically, yeah, the funny thing is that you get actually an ID. So this collider shape is not a object, but you get an ID, and then you pass that shape ID to find owner, and then finally you can get the owner of this shape. And the owner is actually the shape node, but you have to cast it into a node for it to be, because this is like a Godot object. Okay, yeah, it's kind of funny, it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's how you get it. You would think that the first thing, you know, in Godot with a raycast would be getting a collider. But yeah, Godot is weird. I hope that they're gonna add this to like main library so that you can just say dot collider and that's it. I mean, not collider, that's a shape. Yeah, the terminology is also weird because in Unity I'm used to calling a collider is a shape. It's a component holding a shape. But in Godot, it's called a shape. And yeah, so it's like collision shape. And the collider is actually a body. So when you say raycast get collider, you don't get the collider. You actually get a parent body, either a static body or a rigid body. So yeah, it is really weird. So in the meantime, I added a few buttons. They all say 1 because they're actually, the labels are getting overridden at runtime. So let me show you. Let me demonstrate a little bit. So basically, when you're close to the numbers, you can now, yeah, it says RMB press, right? Press a number, and there in the corner, there I get 8s, you know, or 5s, or 6s, or 1s. And the cool thing is I can actually grab the whole object and I can rotate it. So yeah, this is the benefit of using a shape. And yeah, on the previous episode, on the previous stream, I actually showed that probably the best way, well, the way that I decided to go with of implementing interactions is to do it over a or an interface. So I simply have one interface that is interactable, and then you implement this interface. So in my case of a button, I implement it on a node 3D because this is going to be called on a shape. And then, well, for this is where I change the labels, the text. But yeah, when you interact, I just say, okay, call this on button pressed function. Unfortunately, I have to do it with a string because Godot doesn't have any kind of a. It does, unlike Unity, which has like event. What's the name of it? Unity events. Yeah, where you can like define an event in a in inspector and then call it. But yeah, in Godot you have to pass it as a string if you're calling some function on another object. And yeah, if I don't have a colon reference, then I do nothing. But in this case, I'm actually calling this test button receive, which puts a logs and argument. And in my case, arguments are just numbers. So yeah, it's good that it works. And also, I added a hatch lock, which simply locks the hatch. And I realized, oh yeah, this is one of the first things that I want to actually do. Make hatch lock show unlocked if it's locked. Unlock. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I want to make that, and then yeah, because it's unclear when you're trying to lock and unlock, it just says lock. No, what does it say? Yeah, it does say lock, but yeah, I can actually override it. And another thing, yeah. So let me show the two things that I want to fix at the beginning. So the first thing that I want to fix is that yeah, locking, as I said. So when you have a hatch like this one, and you can close it, right? I can close it, and then I can right click. It says lock, right? I right click on it when it's shut down, and in my over here it says locked port in the output, but actually the UI still says lock, so it's unclear. But if I right click again, that actually unlocks So yeah, I want to make the UI also say unlock. That's one thing. And the other thing is that, yeah, the objects are now swiveling around the point like this, which is not great. It would be nice to actually have them not swivel, but maybe I was thinking about implementing them swiveling when you maybe press shift or something. So yeah, by default they should be fixed to the rotation of your player. And why did I actually add the swiveling? Well, because of the hatches. Because hatches can't be manipulated if they're completely locked. The rotation is completely locked to you, right? So yeah. Anyway, so that's something that I want to do first, and then I want to implement items. So items, what are items? Items are like interactables that you can carry. So you can take them, and and then when you take them into your hands, you hold them close to you, and then you can use them also from your hands. So for example, well, I give an example as a gun, but gun, I'm not gonna have guns. You take a gun and then you can shoot it. Well, in my case, I might do like a fire extinguisher first or something. Because fire extinguisher is interesting because it gives you an ability to like shoot the extinguisher and then you get propelled backwards. Okay, so yeah, let's start with basically very simply. I can override this lock and I can say, oh, well, I don't even need to make a get function. I can just say port locked lock. No, I'm going to say unlock and then else lock. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so if I go over there, it says lock, I close it, I click, and there it is. It's locked, and now it says unlock. Cool. Nice. Okay, it works. So now I know that right-clicking on it locks. All right. First thing done. Okay, let's make moving rigid bodies rotation fixed. So what have I actually done in this thing? Angular limit. Did I have? Oh yeah, I do have an angular spring. But it's not enabled. So I simply need to enable the spring, right? I think that was the thing. I think that's the only difference. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah. The spring is actually keeping it rotated. Nice. So yeah, if I try to now close, this hatch, or any hatch, it's actually going to be really hard because they're not swiveling around the point, but they're like, I'm flying with them, right? It's super hard to close it because it's bouncing. Yeah. So how do I make sure that this is like they should always swivel by default, the hatches? I wonder. So yeah, let's actually make this locking and unlocking behavior. I'm gonna go to player. Let's say, let me add a function here. Lock joint, lock grab joint, something like that. I don't need to make it public for now. So grab joint, is there like enable? No, there is like set parameter. Oh, but this is actually not parameter. This is actually enable. No, there's no enable. Is there anything? Okay. How do I actually enable this? Is there something that is like bools, linear lower limit, target velocity, force limit? Yeah, flag. Oh, enable linear limit. There it is. Enable angular limit. Enable angular spring. If enable rotational motion is possible within the given limits. Yes. So how do I actually set these flags? Oh, set flag. This is it. Okay. Sorry. So I need to actually set flags. Where was I? There. Set flag. Set flag X, and the flag is going to be enable angular spring. Okay. Lock grab joint. And I'm also going to pass a bool. Okay. That's going to be a not B because enable, right? I want to lock. No, it should be the same. Okay. So I do that for every parameter, Y and Z. All right, so lock grab joint, where is that happening? That should happen if the thing is hatch. So do I need, yeah, I have an idea. I might actually add a new interface. I can say like public interface is I swivel by default. Something like that. Can I actually do an empty interface? But you know, there's also a thing in Godot, by the way, that is called that's called metadata, and I didn't know what it is before I actually Googled just a few minutes ago. Basically, you can add properties to anything, and I have no idea how expensive this is or anything, because you need to get them by string. Well, yeah, that's already feels expensive. But you know, that's probably minuscule if you're just doing yeah, but if I'm going to do this every frame, what does it complain about? Oh, just defining it in namespaces. I actually don't need Godot or system, but let's keep Godot just in case. Okay, swivel by default. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna add swivel by default to the hatch lock. I swivel by default. And what that's going to be is that I'm going to, when I'm getting a rigid body, right? Where is the rigid body? Rigid body, rigid, grab the rigid body. Okay, I need to check if, oh, no, this is while. I actually need to go on click, right? If rigid body, attaching to rigid body, right? Remove child, grab joint, grab state. Actually, let's do this. Save the initial distance so we can use it in scroll emitting. Okay, so I'm gonna check if hit body, if other RB is I swivel by default. So basically I'm gonna make the grab joint, yeah, I'm gonna unlock it. I'm gonna unlock the grab joint. Okay, else I'm gonna, oh yeah, else there should be like a shift. You know what? Let's actually add a bool for this. So that they can check it later. Grab joint locked. Grab rotation. Yeah, something like that. So it starts unlocked, but every time I set it, grab rotation locked is B. All right. Lock grab joint. Yeah. Let's call lock grab joint rotation. Okay, so if other RB is swivel by default, then do this. Else if, well, I can actually do a, oh, whoops. I can do a input mouse, is mouse button pressed? No, wait. Key pressed, is key pressed. Okay, let's try to get a shift. You know what? I'm gonna do it like this. Or key press shift. Else lock grab joint rotation true. So basically, unless your shift is pressed. Oh, that's a nice number. Do we have a left shift? No. There's like a shift. Is there like a modifier? Key, physical key pressed. Okay. I guess I'm gonna do this. So I don't know if this actually works with both shifts or not. Lock grab joint rotation false, lock grab joint rotation true. Okay, let's try this. Well, that's I could have just pulled it as a bool, right? But let's see. Let's see first if it works. Okay, so I'm grabbing a box. Okay, it's locked. Okay, I'm grabbing a box with a shift. There it is. It's actually unlocked. That's nice. And one thing, there's actually a problem. A little problem. The problem is that the scrolling up and down now doesn't work. It's so random. It's like scroll up and down. So I'm gonna actually disable scrolling when it's actually locked. So yeah, this is actually cool. I don't even need to implement rotation now. I thought I'm gonna do like hold shift to, you know, rotate yaw and yaw pitch, but actually you can just do this. Like, oh, I want to see the other side. Let's align the keys. Okay, I can fix it. I can do that, and I can just like roll it around. Ah, this totally works, you know? Wow. Okay. So yeah, I think that you can get really skillful with this, with rotation. Like, you can be like, okay, let me put down here at the edge, at the very edge. There we go. And now I can pull it a little bit here. There we go. Almost. Almost. Yeah, you can be surprisingly precise. Oh, I was actually grabbing a wall. Yeah, this is the problem here is the friction, and also that I don't see what am I hitting. Okay, well, you can also align things. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You can just shift. There it is. I aligned towards me, and now I can operate it. I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice. Pressing buttons should maybe push it a bit. That would be funny. But yeah, this surprisingly works. Nice. Yeah, and I don't actually need to implement rotation anymore. Okay, so let's try with the hatch. I forgot to try the hatch. Is it actually working? Is it actually going to swivel by default? Yeah, it is working. It is working. There we go. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, nice. But let's also disable this scroll to change distance. So basically, I'm gonna have to say if locked, grab rotation locked, then you can change distance, or grab state is grabbed static body, right? Yeah, because for a static body you can change distance. Okay, and then let's also make sure that doesn't work. Wheel up, mouse wheel. Okay, where am I actually using mouse wheel? Mouse wheel delta. Yeah, let me actually add a property. Let's add this into a property. The whole input. Yeah, like this thing. So bool can scroll, can scroll to let's say can change distance. Is this? Oh, it should be that. And then I'm gonna replace this with if can change distance, scroll change distance, and also where I'm scrolling, there it is. So I'm gonna say if grabbed rigid body, if can change distance, and mouse button delta is not 0. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can change distance there. Here I can also change distance, but when it's swiveling, I can't change distance. All right, so another thing I want to say, I want to say swivel for grab. Let's see, where is grab? No, there's no grab. Ah, yeah, because it's LMB. LMB grab. Okay, hit collider is not null. And hit collider is rigid body. Do I have anywhere hit collider? No. Okay, so I need to check. Okay, let's do this. If collider is null, is not null. If hit collider is rigid body 3D. Then I'm going to add shift LMB swivel. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too much text. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, yeah. LMB grab, shift, swivel. Yeah, I will have to also add some drag or something, because this is way too much. And actually, if swivel by default, hit collider, is a rigid body, but also I need to make sure that interactable, if interactable is not null, and interactable is what was it? I swivel by default, then oh yeah, this is something that is on top because I should swivel. Yeah, no, let's not do this. So if hit collider is a rigid body and not swivel by default, then show swivel. Because for the door, I don't need to show if what swivel by default. Okay, let's try this. I don't think interactable is null. Okay, let's see. Interaction logic. Shift swivel. Let's try it on a yeah. LMB is drag, grab, sorry. So it doesn't have swivel by default. Good. Cool. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's add this. Added. Added swivel by default. Removed scrolling from changing distance when swiveling. And also, rigid bodies can now be swiveled. Wow, I did 3 things at once. Okay, player movement. Yeah. Cool. Oh, and I also added this lock thing. Can I rename? Reword. Okay, there it is. Rigid bodies can now be swiveled, so by default, and locked hatch now says unlock. All right. There it is. Cool. What is going on here? Could not be found. Fuck. Did I just hatch lock? No, it's there. Okay, something is wrong with the player movement. Still by default, could not be found. Okay, maybe I fucked up something by rebasing. Okay, well, no, it seems to it's just a VS Code thing. Okay. So yes, nice. Stuff done. Stuff done. Make moving rigid bodies rotation fixed while hatches should be swiveling. And add swiveling any rigid body on shift, which I did. Failed to save, stream to do. Yeah, there's something wrong with fuck. Okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. I think the whole thing moved, and now because I was rebasing it. Everything works, right? Yeah. It does. Okay, good. So yeah, let me restart Visual Studio. VS Code, I mean. Okay, so let's implement items. So, items, by default, are going to be failed to save content in the file of the file is newer. Please compare the file contents. What the hell happened now? Fuck. Did I ruin everything by rebasing? Compare. What is the difference? Okay. Resolve save conflict. Use your changing and override. Yes. All right. So, okay, let me now add a new interaction script. I'm going to call this an item. So, an item is actually, I'm going to inherit a rigid body. Public class item. Because otherwise it can't really exist without it being a rigid body. And also, it's going to be interactable. Oh yeah, it needs to be interactable. Yeah, and yeah, also it needs to be partial for some reason. Partial class, as we remember. Whoops. So let me implement this automatically, and the using it will be take. So taking it when interacting with it. And oh yeah, one more thing. I actually want to pass request stack references failed. I actually want to pass my player into the interact. So that's going to fuck up everything. But that's okay. I'm not actually using this here. That's okay because I only have a few of them for now. And yeah, what I'm going to do is there's going to be a thing, grab inputs, grabbing state, can jump, fov, UI. Okay, let me put somewhere here. I'm gonna say, oh, let's put grab somewhere here. Grab gizmos. This is debugging, so let's put debugging lower. Okay, I'm gonna say items, and I'm gonna have an item, public item, which is item in hands. So there's gonna be one item you can carry. And again, what the hell is happening with the whole project? Just because of a silly rebase. And what is going on here? What's the problem? Oh, it's this thing. Yeah, I need to pass it this. Okay, so what this means is that I can take a interact with, basically when you say this, I'm gonna add a player item in hands is this. But another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove, I'm gonna freeze the rigid body. Another thing is I'm gonna remove it from collision layers so it doesn't react with anything. Collision layer is 0, I guess. And also mask layer. Mask. Collision mask. Yeah, that's the name. So let's try. Let's make some dummy object, which I might use this same one that I have already. Interact text test. Okay, let's remove the script. Instead, oh, test interactable. I didn't also, okay. This one should also be player movement player. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so let's do, no, not that. Ugh, I wanted to make it select a different. Okay, this is gonna be my item. Item test. And this item is gonna be a quick load item. Okay, there it is. So it is different. Okay, let's try what happens if I grab the item. And it should say use, right? And yeah, one more thing that I need to do is I need to parent. I need to parent this to my player. I already have a parenting thing in my utils, so I can just say this parent set parent, and I'm gonna set parent to the player. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, it is going to actually make it at the same position. Possible cyclic reference item interaction item. What? Why can't it load? I don't know. Let's see if it can build. Failed to build project. Okay. What does it say? Button does not implement button. Okay, I have a problem with the button. Where is the button? Button. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I need to add this thing as well. Player movement, player. Okay. So let's see. It says RMB take, and there we go. It actually works. It doesn't collide with anything, and it's not colliding with my raycast. That's perfect. Exactly what I want, except that I don't want it to be like fixed in space, right? Yeah, so let's actually add set parent player item in hands. What did I want to do? I forgot. Interact label take, that's good. Fuck, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to actually reposition it. So how do I reposition the item? Well, I can say this. No, I don't need to say this. I can say transform. I can say position is new vector 3 0. Should I put it? No, let's make it slightly sideways, so you're like holding it in your right hand. Minus 0, something like that, and then a little bit forward, because in Godot forward is minus. And I'm going to actually, you know what? Let's set transform to identity. Transform identity. No. How do I say matrix? What is this? This is a transfer 3D. Transform 3D identity. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's going to be placed into my hands. Yeah, there it is. We have it. It's still in the view. So maybe I can actually parent it to something below my player. To like, so that I can position it nicely instead of relying on this. So it's like, okay, and of course I need to implement dropping it. So yeah, maybe I can say set parent interact set parent to the player. Yeah, this should actually be modifiable by any future item. And yeah, also another thing is that I should have a virtual void that says use. So yeah, something like that. Use when held in hands. So when you right click, you should use it. And I'm also going to pass a player so that I can get a player reference. I'm wondering, where should I put this in? Yeah, I think that this should actually be overridable. The default position. But yeah, let's actually put it into player movements arms somewhere. So I'm gonna say export public. I'm gonna just say node 3D, and that's gonna be hand item hold pivot or something like that. Item hold node. Yeah, let's call it a pivot. No, it's a node is good. Item hold node. So instead, what I'm gonna do here, instead of setting setting parent to the player, I'm gonna go with player dot item item hold node. And then I'm gonna remove it, and I'm actually going to make it into a, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. So just parent link directly to it. So on my player, there it is. This is my player. I'm gonna add, maybe I can do a ghost grab body. Let's see how that's gonna look like. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be a grab item hold node. And yeah, let's actually reference that. Oh yeah, I can't because I haven't built it yet. So this node, am I facing backwards? Of course I am facing backwards. Okay, so I can actually place it in somewhere like this. I can even turn it around a bit. Okay, something like that. And hopefully that is good enough. I'll probably have to push it even more. So ghost grab body. Yeah, let's try to build it. And then I have to get out of the game as soon as possible. Come on, get out. There it is. Okay, I'm going to attach this item hold, whoops, to the player. There it is. So now, hopefully, that's going to be referenced when I hold an item. It's going to use this relative pivot. I don't know why the whole screen actually flashes black. Okay, so right click. Oh my god, what is this? What is going on? And I have no idea. I can't even test because I don't see it in life. Okay, maybe this is too close, huh? Maybe it is. What's the transform? Transform. Is there anything that has a wrong transform or something? No, this is good. Player is also not scaled. No. Scene is not scaled. That's good. Okay, so this, maybe it's just the distance. Maybe it's just unusual to hold this giant box. I mean, yeah, if I try to place this box, let's put it inside my hold node, and I'm gonna kill transforms of everything. And the position, oops, the position should be 0. There it is. Yeah, it's literally in the camera, so that's the problem. Okay, so the hold point should be more further apart. But yeah, I am actually not going to carry this box. I mean, I'm going to carry some small items like spanners and stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's see what happens now. I'm gonna hide this. No, I'm just gonna delete it. Okay, so let's try it again. Can't you edit the scene while in game? No, you can't. Not in Godot, unfortunately. Because Godot starts this new game, and nothing actually translates into it. That's a huge bummer. Okay, so right click. Oh, and something has happened. Something has broken. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Did it get unhooked somehow? Wait a minute. Why? It did get unhooked. Okay, strange. Really strange. Hello, Sincilo Z, by the way. Interestingly, it didn't actually give me a null reference or something. Okay, there it is. Yeah, and there is actually a little bit of floatiness because I'm using a different... this is like a child body of it that is rotating around. That's trying to follow. Okay. So, while you're holding the item, you can also like carry other items, right? Which is pretty cool. Like you can grab things and you can even swivel them. Okay, so right now I can't drop this item anyway in any way. Oh, I can actually flashlight through the object. I can't even see that. So let's add dropping of items. Well, first off, let's add this into my thing. Items initial. Oh, and by the way, since I'm still there, let's make made some buttons on a box and log on screen. Why didn't I actually check this? I don't know. Anyway, items. I created the items class, implementing interactable, taking items, using. I didn't test. Doesn't work yet. Interacting with other objects when items in heads. Dropping items. Let's move that up. Okay, so let's implement dropping. Yeah, so items initial, taking. Yeah, that's it. Taking and holding. All right, so now let's drop an item. Public void drop, and well, I need to re-enable collisions, but I don't know which collision layers there were. So I actually have to save my collision layers. The collision layer is a uint. So let's go uint collision layer collision mask. So basically I need to fetch this before I use it. And I guess I'm gonna use I'm gonna start with an init. No, what's ready? I keep forgetting that it's called ready. Okay, or maybe I should. No, let's keep it this way. Collision layer is collision layer, and collision mask is collision mask. Oh, collision mask, the capitalized one. Mask. All right. So I turn it off, but when I drop, I want to re-enable. So collision layer is going to be collision layer, and mask is going to be mask. Mask is going to be mask. Okay. That's one thing. Another thing is that I'm going to reset the parent. So yeah, this set parent is going to be null. And it should keep the same transform. Yeah, and everything. And of course, I need to unfreeze. So freeze is going to be false. Hopefully that's it. Transform. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Item in hands. Yeah. Also, I need to make the item in hands. Well, I need to pass it a player movement again. Player item in hands is null. But it's actually going to be commanded from... Can I actually fail dropping? That's the question. So that needs to be commanded from player. So player movement, let's see, drop, I don't know. Yeah, let's actually remove Z to throw. I'm not a big fan of it. I actually prefer using a scroll. So maybe I'm gonna use Z to throw the item instead. Let's keep this in a commented state. So we have a Z to throw item. Hit collider. Can change distance. What is this? This is... Yeah, I need to have like if item held. If item held... No, item in hands is not null, then I'm gonna add Z to drop. Yeah. So when Z is pressed, let's see, key Z, there it is, wants to throw item. Wants to throw item. Oh, it is wants to throw item. Okay, let's re-implement that, I guess. If wants to throw item, body is as reached body, grab release. Okay, yeah. Let's actually comment this for now. And instead, I'm gonna do that for the item. So, yeah, this is all about grabbing, and this is about jumping. Let's put items somewhere here. Items, so if item in hands and wants to throw item, item in hands, drop this. If item in hands is not null, you need to explicitly say not null in Godot. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I want to take this. Take, okay, there it is, and you can Z to drop, and nothing happens. Debugger says nothing as well. Okay, interesting. So let's see, what's the problem? Player in hands wants to throw item. Oh, look, I made a. Oh, okay. I made a mistake. Okay, I need to make that grab input. Yeah. Item in hands drop. But why not actually in update? Wants to throw item because it wants to throw item. Yeah, maybe I should do this in update. Okay, I'm getting sleepy slowly, so maybe I'm going to go to sleep in 15 minutes. Okay, so Z drop, there it is. It actually drops, and I can remanipulate it. Okay, seems everything is working. Z to take, Z to drop. Okay, good. Yeah, and you can actually teleport it. Yeah, you can also clip it through. This is now a problem. And if I do that, then, you know, it's going to be clipping through. It pops out at some point. You can also, like, forget it behind. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to solve this somehow. So that you don't lose things behind. Yeah, maybe holding items is actually gonna have physics and not be like this. Because that makes sense. That makes sense because then everything is physics based, right? And then items are just like magically teleport. But yeah, for now, let's just keep it like this, so that they can implement things. Okay, dropping things works. Cool. Okay, let's fork that. Items can be dropped now. Or item dropping. I've got to go to sleep. Yeah, cool concept. Seems fun. Thank you. I got to go to sleep. Nice to watch your content as always. Yes, I'm going to go to sleep as well in a few minutes. But let's see. What is good night, of course. Dropping items works. Using items when in hands. Yeah, let's try to use an item. So what's... Yeah, this has nothing. This is gonna use nothing. This is just for testing. But let's actually implement some item. What is going to be a item that I'm gonna implement? I should do fire extinguisher, right? Of course, why not? Fire extinguisher. Do I have something already? No, I don't have anything already. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna inherit rigid body. No, I'm gonna inherit item. So in this case, inherit an item. And is it going to tell me what to override? No, but I can do it like this. Okay, what is going on? Why does IntelliSense not work? Hello, wake up. Okay, I hope I didn't fuck everything up with this rebase. Okay. A single rebase destroyed everything. Fire extinguisher. Oh, fire extinguisher is not .cs. That's the problem. That's the problem, I guess. Is it? Yes, there it is. It item exists. Okay, and then it says this is hatch lock. No, I'm gonna call it fire extinguisher. That's the correct pronunciation. Okay, and then I'm gonna override use. So basically what's going to happen here is that I'm gonna push the player backwards when I'm using it. So player rigid body. Well, I can't access the rigid body because it's not public. Okay, let's make it public. Whoops, what did I do? Public, yeah, there it is. Player rigid body, apply impulse. And I'm gonna use the player forward. Yeah, let's try this. Wait, this is an impulse. I should apply force. Impulse is not... Yeah, impulse is not momentary. Impulse is momentary. Force is to be used for continuous application. So yeah, there we go. But Actually, here's the problem. This use is on down, but I want it to be used all the time. So maybe I need another thing, which is gonna be called use held. Or something like that. So when I'm holding the use button, it gets called every frame. So let's actually implement that. I'm not even using .use, as you can see. So when the right click is pressed, if interactable, okay. RMB, where is RMB? Right mouse button. RMB, interactable. Okay, if item enhance, is not null. If pressed RMB, I'm gonna be like item enhance use this, okay. But while it's being pressed, if input mouse button pressed right, then item enhance use held this. All right. So instead of fire extinguisher, I'm actually going to say use held instead of the use. Okay, and let's actually on use let's just say gd print started using extinguisher. Oh, and by the way, I need to have some kind of a use label, right? So I'm actually going to override. Yeah, let's create a string that is use label. And then I'm gonna have to override it and say use by default, but that's gonna be virtual string use label. Okay, so now I can also override the use label, and I can say hello. I can say extinguish, something like that. Okay, so when I say RMB use interactable oh, I'm not actually saying anything. If item enhance is not null, okay, I'm gonna add text RMB use. But yeah, this is not gonna be use, this is gonna be item enhance use label. There you go. So when I grab the box, right, it says RMB use, but I'm not using it for anything. Yeah, maybe I also need I need to make it. I need to be able to. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna put it in item. I have an idea. I have an even better idea to make it even more complicated. Instead of making this use, I'm actually going to add a interface that is going to be usable. Okay. And then I'm gonna move all this into a into a structure instead. You know what? Let's actually first log this before making an interface. By log, I mean do this. Okay. Using an item. Yeah, so instead, let's make it usable so that it can be an item. String use label, and we're also going to have use. Yeah, maybe we can have use held as well. Yeah, this is not gonna be something like this. Yeah, do I have to implement everything? Maybe I can do a default implementation for this, which means it's gonna have nothing. Okay, so now instead of using, I'm gonna say usable. And yeah, that is gonna be the string without any overrides, use, and use held. There it is. It satisfies the interface. And what is the problem? The problem is that item no longer has usable. Is mouse button pressed, item in hands. Yeah. And now we're gonna be like and. Okay, let me actually add if item in hands is usable. Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna put it on top. Is usable. Let's put that here. Then I'm gonna make the usable use and usable use held. Here we go. For this one, we're gonna say if item in hands is usable. Usable use label. There it is. So if the item is not usable, nothing. Okay, so we can take it. It doesn't have any use, as we can see. But a fire extinguisher does have a use. So let's actually add a fire extinguisher. I don't know. Should it be a capsule? Player, let me add a new object. I'm gonna make it a rigid body, of course. And the rigid body is gonna have a shape. Well, it's gonna have a mesh instance. The mesh instance is going to have a capsule mesh. Okay, but let's actually make it smaller. It shouldn't have so many segments. Rings. 4 rings. That's enough. radial segments. I can even make it smaller. 8. 8 versus 4. Let's see the wireframe. No, let's do a 16. All right, and that's gonna be display normal. Okay, yeah, let's actually make it smaller so that it's like realistically extinguishingly, you know, a thing. And then let's try to make a collider, collision shape 3D. And the collision shape is going to be a new capsule. Let's resize it to the mesh. Most important thing is not to scale it, because that fucks up everything. Okay, so this rigid body is gonna be a fire extinguisher. All right. So let's see how this looks like. I can actually put this slightly down so that it's held in a better way. I don't have any. Let's make this into a red paint. Mesh instance. Let's add a material. It doesn't say anything about the material. New standard material. And let's actually save it into art. Is there like testing? No. Let's call it test materials. And I'm gonna say fire extinguisher. Test fire extinguisher. All right, so now that we have it, let's make the albedo red, of course. Let's make it a little bit shinier, not completely shiny. Something like this. Cool. Okay, there we go. Here is our fire extinguisher. Okay, let's try it. Let's try to take it. Oh, it fell down. It fell down because it has gravity. I need to turn off gravity. Okay, here's the fire extinguisher. I can take it, and now I can use it. No, I can't use it. Started using fire extinguisher. Oh, there! It actually is thrusting me. RMB extinguish. Oh, it does work. Oh my god, the text is so big. So many things you can do. You can grab, you can swivel. You can drop, you can jump as well. Yeah, too many things to work at the same time. Yeah. So it does work. The problem is that this is not forwards, this is actually backwards. I want to push myself backwards by the amount of, I don't know, let's increase the power by 20 times. Yeah, let me actually get that into a export. Export float. And what does this say? The exported property is read only. Exports float force mult. Let's do it like that. Force mult. But yeah, also I need to grab a delta time. Is force actually time dependent, meant to be applied every physics out? Do you need to do it by delta time? Actually, no, I don't think so. Okay. There it is. I can now fly around. I can now use the fire extinguisher as my rescue. You know, this is the best thing about it. Wait. Okay, let me actually drop it. And carry it all the way. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not do this. Okay, let me take it outside. But I'm gonna hold it. And yeah, now if I accidentally get detached from the station, like, oh fuck, I just used my fire extinguisher to fly around. Which looks terrible right now. Is there like interaction as well with the... There shouldn't be. There it is. I managed to fly away. Tell me there is no phantom forces going on. No, there isn't. Nice. Quite... Oh! That was weird behavior. What happened there? Not sure. But yeah. There it is. We can have a fire extinguisher. Let's add some particles. Fire extinguisher. Add child node particle. CPU. Do I use CPU or GPU particles? Let's try it with GPU. What does it say? Nothing is visible because meshes have not been assigned to draw passes. Okay, how do you actually use this thing? And can you actually preview GPU particles? Create, generate ABB, convert to CPU particles. Uh-huh. Can I do a quad? There it is. There's a quad. The material to process the particles is not assigned, so no behavior is imprinted. Where is the material? Material. Material override. Skin. What the hell is a skin? Process material. Oh, there it is. New particle process material. Interesting. So, something is happening. Oh, look at that. Okay, how do I do anything here? I guess I do everything in the material. Emission shape, particle flags. Gravity, there should be no gravity. Initial velocity, yes. That. For sure. So is this like between? Damping. Yeah, let's add some damping. Where is velocity? Initial velocity. Why is it so quick? Okay, there it is. This is why it's click. And I guess it's weird because the lifetime is too short. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it second long. What does flatness mean? Gravity, initial velocity. Okay, why is it also going backwards? I don't know. So, yeah, there's gonna be slight initial velocity. Scale, yeah, scale should be quite small. There it is. Okay, let's put it on top. How do I manipulate the shape of it? Emission shape. Shape is point. Wait, is it going to right? Directed points. What the hell is a directed point? Okay. Initial velocity, angular velocity, radial acceleration, damping angle. Color is white. Hue saturation, hue variation. Nice. This one doesn't exist in Unity. Turbulence. Yeah, let's not have any. Subemitter, attractor, collision. Oh, rigid. Let's see. Does it collide with anything? Nothing. Okay, let's increase the amount. There it is. Nice. Okay, how do I align the whole thing to the camera? And how do I change the spread? Explosiveness. Nice. Emission shape. Particle flux, direction, spread. Oh, there it is. It's spread. Geometry instance, custom ABB. Okay, why is the default not facing me? That's what I don't understand. Transform align. Here we go. Z billboard. There we go. What's the thing? White to velocity. Z billboard and white to velocity. Interesting. Interesting choice. All right, and since this is actually throwing towards right, don't know why is this doing. It should be -1z. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's get the particles. Particles, GPU particles. And I'm gonna use another util of mine. And I'm gonna say this get child get first child, and I'm gonna put it into GPU particles. Let's see if that works. No. Aha, I need to pass it as a ref. That's the problem. GPU particles, if GPU particles is not null, then GPU particles emitting, can I actually say true? True. Okay, I need to find when is it actually ends. When does it end? Should I actually do it this way, I wonder? Or should I just detect input myself? Yeah, let's actually add a usable. I'm gonna say use ended. If pressed, as if released, usable and use ended. Okay. So let's see, let's not, yeah, in use held, I'm gonna say here void use ended, player movement, player request text not working. I'm gonna make the GPU particles again. You know, we are going to have GPU particles, so I don't need to test like this. Emitting is false. Okay, and also let's make it can I remove the GPU particles? Emitting there. All right, let's try it. Let's see how that looks like. So took it, there it is, using it. Not bad. There we go. We can now use this as a jetpack, sort of. The collisions don't work, but that's not a problem. Nice, not bad. Okay, I need a little bit of better texture for that. Let me actually try this cookie. Process material. Where is actually a draw pass? Material overrides. Okay. extinguisher particle. Let's see if this actually works. If I make it if I make it some weird color. But yeah, material overrides. What about rendering? Process material. Alright, let's see if this works. Easy game dev. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it works. Let's add this, what's the name of it? Cookie. Flashlight cookie. Texture. Okay, let me also enable emitting so that I can see it. Aha. It's too dark. And can I actually turn it into yeah, albedo is white, but can I make it actually transparent? Alpha cache. Ah, too bad. It doesn't have black transparency. Alpha Caesar blend mode. Oh, look at that. I can add. There we go. Yeah, if I add, but it doesn't, it's incorrect because of the lights. But that looks kind of better. Yeah, nice. Nice. I never used particles in Godot before. I think I haven't. The stream is going all over the way to this. That's nice. Cool. Well, it works. You can push yourself as a jetpack. Can I actually have some kind of a size? Scale change, grow. Oh, it's called grow. Yes, grow. It's weird. Why does it do the opposite? It should grow in lifetime. Fixed size, use point size, use particle trails. Oh, it's not a process material. I need a process material. There it is. Okay, initial velocity. I need to increase the scale. Scale curve. Aha, there is a curve as well. So this is in total, yes. Oh shit, what have I done? Each particle scale will vary along this curve texture. If a curve XYZ texture is applied instead, the scale will be separated per axis. Yeah, this is about the initial size and not the update. So how do I make it go up over time? I don't know, but what I know is that this looks okay. All right, so I think I gotta try out Godot after seeing it get some love. Probably one of the settings on the particle process material, not the override material. Yeah, there must be somewhere something. Flatness, gravity, initial velocity, linear acceleration, radial acceleration, tangential, damping, angle, scale, animation. What is this animation thing? Speed curve. I don't know. What the hell is an offset? All right. I think I'm done for today. We have a little fire extinguisher. I need to tweak the values a little bit tomorrow, but there it is. We can spray and it also moves us. So that's pretty cool. Can use it as a jetpack and also as a fire extinguisher as intended. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna go to sleep now. You have extinguishing power. You can drop. You can throw it. Yeah, cool, nice. And you can also press keys and you can rotate. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right. As we have seen, we have the fire extinguisher. Using items when in hands, done. Interacting with other objects. I haven't done this, but I should add that. Yeah, I should be able to interact with other objects if I have item in hands, but this might be a thing that is manipulated by the item itself, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'm gonna cancel this and implement something else tomorrow. Using items when in hands. Yeah, and what was this about? What did I add? Implement a fire or just fire extinguisher. Done. Yeah, I haven't done the handrails again and clinging. That's gonna come tomorrow or some other day. But yeah, I'm glad that I finalized the stuff. We have items, we can carry them. Oh, by the way, I'm not even checking if I can have multiple items, right? So yeah, I need to actually do that. So what I can do now is I can take this and I can take the extinguisher as well. As you can see, they're all overlapping. So yeah, I would actually need to check if item is... Okay, let's keep this for the next one. Check if an item is already held. Yeah, of course, I didn't think about it. When I had one item, I didn't think about it. Now I need to think about it. Interacting with other objects with item in hands. Yes, this I'm gonna have to implement. I'm gonna implement probably a screwdriver or something, or a wrench, so that you need to like put a wrench and then screw a screw with the screwdriver. So basically it's like it can only interact with stuff that is while it's held, right? You cannot interact with a screw on its own. You need to have a screwdriver. That's what I want to implement. Okay, and then handrails and clinging. Yes, it should be relatively easy to do. And then I can go on do a little bit more modeling. I can model some. Yeah, let's actually write this all down. Check if an item. Oh. Don't pick up new items. New item if an item is already held. I can do some modeling. I can move this to, of course, the tomorrow. Yeah, maybe I can do some control panel, like control panel with buttons. Yeah, buttons, nice buttons, and control panels, something like that. And of course, let's do a screwdriver or a ratchet wrench, something like that, because I'm definitely gonna have a ratchet wrench in the final game, because that's the one that opens the ports from other sides. And then implement clinging. Yes. And then yes, I want to also implement the interacting with other objects. So interaction. There we go. Okay, well, see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'm gonna have a nice good day. I'm working in the morning, and then I have a lunch with my partner, and then yeah, and then after that I'm gonna maybe do some game dev. So yeah, plan for tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Good night. See you tomorrow.